Hey everyone, Sarah Bullerwell here, independent consultant with Arbonne. Today I wanted to make a video just showcasing, when I do my makeup, what do I do? What are the steps that I do? What products do I use? Clearly this is going to be an all Arbonne product video, and I have to say I've been using these products for the last 2.5 years, and they just go so well, like hand in hand with our skincare, because honestly, actually all of these products have added ingredients in them that you don't normally find in makeup. But the thing that makes it so cool is a lot of the ingredients are like really nourishing and skin conditioning and moisturizing botanicals, which some of them also contain antioxidants, especially the eye makeup, just to really help your skin look and feel its best. So it's kind of an extension of whatever your skincare routine is, if you want to think of it that way. So I think that's really cool. And I will say that I already did wash my face, and I used the RE9 cleanser to do so. Absolutely love it. Best cleanser ever. I then toned my face with the RE9 toner, and that helps to rebalance the pH level of your skin. And what did I do next? I used the serum, the RE9 Intensive Renewal Serum, along with, I added a drop of our Arbonne Intelligence Skin Facial Oil, or skin facial oil, the facial nourishing oil. And I added a drop of that to my serum actually, and I love that oil. And people think it's funny because I have an oily T-zone, and I was one of those people who used to think, oh, well, if I have oily skin, I probably shouldn't be using a product that is an oil on my face. No, that is not true. And this oil is actually a very dry oil. It dries extremely quickly. It's so silky smooth. You don't even feel like it's on. And actually, when you use a skin oil or a facial oil, it actually helps your skin to not overproduce sebum or oil. And so you actually get a better control over that issue. So I add a drop with my serum and just put that all over my face. And then I ended with a moisturizer that has an SPF of 20. I used the FC5. I have it right here, the Oil Absorbing Day Lotion with SPF 20, and that's from our Oily Combination Skincare line. So that's what I already did to prep my face. I haven't done anything else. I'm a blank canvas, and I'm just gonna go through, what I do. If I look off camera, like in this direction, it's just because that's where my mirror is at. And I'm working on a small surface area as well. So if I get out of frame a couple times while I'm putting some stuff on, I do apologize. I'm gonna try not to do that. And I hope that the colors really show up on camera. So without further ado, let's get started. And a little bit of a disclaimer here too, I'm like half blind without my glasses, so this might get interesting. But I'm going to start with the face makeup primer. Looks like this. I love this primer. It actually has, I'm probably going to pronounce this wrong, but hyaluronic spheres, which really help to fill in any pores, any fine lines and wrinkles, to really give you that smooth canvas for your face makeup application. And so I always start in my T-zone because I find that those are the areas where my pores are the most enlarged. So I always start there. It's a super silky feeling primer. It goes on so incredibly smooth, like it's kind of ridiculous how smooth it goes on, and it's extremely lightweight, like you don't even feel like it's on. So once I feel kind of satisfied with that, that step is obviously super quick. It doesn't take much time. I'm actually going to go in with our Prime and Proper eye makeup primer. I'm not sure if you can see the label. But this primer, it is, and this is my own personal use one, which is why I'm putting it directly on my eyelids. This eye primer actually does have a bit of a tint to it, so I like that because it kind of provides some coverage for your eye as well. If you're like me and you've got a little one, or maybe you're not like me and you don't have a little one, but you do shift work, which is what I did before the little one, you may have puffiness, dark circles, things like that. And I find my eyelids in particular just get really discolored. So I do love that eye primer because it will help to add a little bit of coverage to your eyelid. Obviously, just like the face primer, it also helps to create that smooth canvas for your eyeshadows. And it also helps your eyeshadow last longer. So it's going to be, you're going to use less eyeshadow because it helps to bring the pigments out, but it's also going to last longer throughout the day. So the next step I'm going to do is actually use a bit of our concealer. This is these are new. We used to have cream concealers and we only had like 3 shades of them. I'm so grateful that they changed to liquid and we have 7 shades. So, I mean, we can match to way more people than with only 3 shades. This is in the color Light. You probably can't see that, but it's in the shade Light. And I absolutely love, love, love this. I usually focus it on my under eye area. It actually has bamboo powder extract, which helps to blur out the appearance of, you know, enlarged pores, fine lines and wrinkles and things like that. We do have a concealer dual-ended brush. The pointy end here is more for like a precision application, and then this little brush is for buffing it out. So that's what I use under my eyes. Like I said, I have a lot of dark circles on a daily basis, so I really like this because it helps to cover them up. And I'm sure you can really tell the difference in the camera where, well, you can tell the difference where I put it and where I don't have anything because my cheeks are always very naturally red. Another great thing you can do with concealer, if you're not really like an expert at contouring and highlighting, which I'm definitely not, but I always do put some bronzer, and I really do love our highlighters, so I do always use them. Whether I use them well is probably debatable, but I'm a fan, so I use them. But what you can actually do with concealers is choose a shade, maybe like a shade lighter or something, and use that also to highlight certain areas, so like the top of your nose, the top of your cheeks, things like that, where you would normally put highlighter. And you could also get like a shade or 2 darker than your skin tone to contour the hollows of the cheeks. I don't do that with my my concealer because I have like the bronzing and the contouring and highlighting products, so I use those instead. But it is just a little tip if people would prefer to do that for that purpose. Another thing I'm going to do now before I forget is actually use the Arbonne Intelligence lip treatment on my lips. It's literally like a grain of rice sized amount is pretty much all I use. It will actually help with fine lines and wrinkles, as well as plumping your lips thanks to raspberry extract. Especially when used with the Genius Ultra. I actually did a before and after picture, and I believe I posted it on my group, where I did the lip treatment on my own lips and took a before and after, like before I put it on and then after with the Genius Ultra for a minute. And there was a difference. I was quite surprised. On top of that though, it actually also acts as a primer so that when you go to put your lip products on later, your lips are going to be nice and supple and moisturized, and also have a smoother canvas so you don't have any catching of lipstick. Like if you've got super chapped lips, you know, sometimes your lipstick might catch on that after a while. I know that's usually an issue for me, especially this time of year, so I always make sure I put that on at least once a day, if not twice, just to try to keep my lips nice and smooth. So the next thing I'm going to use is kind of sort of a makeup product, but also kind of sort of not. You can get it with the FC5 Oily Combination Skincare Set, but it's our mattifying powder. Not everybody would have to use this. It comes in a little compact. As you can see, I use it. It does have this little brush, but I just kind of like to use my big powder brush. And I just put a light dusting on the areas that I am naturally red. So you can tell a difference already. The cheek that I put it on here, and this side I did not put any on, and it's quite a bit more red. So it's a sheer green powder. You can put it on top of or under your makeup. Yeah, like you can tell a difference. It's so sheer, you know, you can put it on top of your makeup and not really have to worry about the color showing up on your skin. And it will help to control oil production throughout the day as well. It'll kind of help to like soak it up so that if you're concerned about having any breakthrough shininess or something, you can just keep it in your purse and apply a light dusting throughout the day as well. So I just do that just to try to control the redness mostly because I have a really naturally red face. So now to actual face coverage. I'm going to use the Perfecting Liquid Foundation. My shade, actually this might be a bit dark for me right now, but I don't have another one lighter. But it's Soft Blush, and I love this foundation, seriously. It's a water-based foundation. All of our makeup, by the way, is formulated to not clog your pores, which is really fantastic, especially for someone like me who does have an oily combination skin type, and I do get quite a few breakouts. So what I do with this is I use the makeup brush and I just apply it all over. Now I have to say I'm definitely not a makeup artist by any means. I'm just a fan of trying to learn and always trying to expand my knowledge on how to do this a bit better. But I do have to say I like having the makeup brush because I find it does give a very smooth application. And also one thing I recently learned is that when you're applying face makeup, you should always apply it in a downward motion because then the hairs that are naturally on your face won't be lifted up. Like if you're kind of buffing your, especially liquid stuff, I think, when you're actually buffing it in like that, you're lifting the little hairs on your face up and you're going to create a very textured looking skin tone by doing that. Or not tone, but skin palette, I guess I should say. That's the best way I can explain it. So going in downward motions actually helps to keep the hairs on your face down so that you don't get that super textured look after you're done. I also love that it's buildable. This is a very high coverage foundation with like a tiny bit of use. Like I only ever use a pump to maybe a pump and a half, depending on, you know, what I have to cover that day. Sometimes I'm breaking out more. Sometimes my skin is actually not being all that bad. And so it really just depends on the type of coverage you want. It can be, I would say it's like medium to high coverage. Okay, I think that's okay. I'm gonna be honest, it's been a while since I've used our liquid foundation, only because most days I'm just here with the baby, and if I want any type of coverage, I just use our mineral powder tinted foundation, which is like, surprisingly for a powder, very high coverage, super light. And just like this foundation, like I don't even feel like I have anything on my face. Like it's so light, it's really fantastic. So I don't always use liquid foundation, but like I said, I'm going out to run a few errands today and I really wanted to do a little bit extra than I normally do. So I am, before I set this with a powder, because I do always recommend doing that, especially if you have an oily combination skin type, I am now going to use the Highlighting Contouring Duo Stick, which was just released within the last couple of months. We had it last year in our holiday line as 2 separate sticks, and now they've combined it into one. And so you've got the bronzing end and the highlighting end. Oh, sorry, I'm twisting it the wrong way. And the highlighting end. Super, super pretty. I have to say the highlight, both of them look really natural. And so since it's a cream formulation, this is why I'm waiting. I'm gonna put this on and then set everything with the powder. So your contour you put like in the hollows of your cheeks. It glides on, I have to say. I usually stick to our powdered palette in our holiday line right now for this sort of thing. but this is gliding on like super duper easy. It's so nice. I'm gonna put a little under my jawline. So basically you contour where you would have natural shadowing. So that's why we go under the jaw, in the hollows of the cheeks, as well as the temple, like a little bit on the temple there. I'm definitely not an expert when it comes to contouring and highlighting, so I really do appreciate these tools. So the highlighting end, I'm going to just bring it a little bit around the C shape of my eye, like kind of go in a C shape to the top of my cheeks there. And again, this one, it's gliding on super duper soft. I'm gonna put a little bit on my nose. I'm going to put a little bit there, a little bit there, and a little bit in my Cupid's bow. And so you can use any method you want to blend these out. I'm just going to use my liquid foundation brush, the opposite side of what I used to blend out my contour. Because I am a fan of going for more of a natural look. Some people really want that big dramatic look, and that's totally fine. That's personal preference. For myself, I just prefer a more natural look. So I like to make sure, as much as I can, that things are blended in very well. I don't know how it's picking, or I mean, I can see slightly how it's picking up on the camera. It also looks different, slightly different in the mirror here. And then for the highlight, I'm just gonna take my little, because I don't wanna mix those colors in, I'm just gonna take my contouring. But you could use a beauty blender or a makeup sponge or your fingertips, like whatever, you know, whatever you have on hand that you feel most comfortable with using. And for highlighter, I don't think I explained, you want to put that where light would naturally hit your face, so the tops of your cheekbones, your forehead, your nose. The Cupid's bow is always really pretty, like you can really tell it's picking up. And on your chin, that's where the light would naturally hit your face, so that's where you would be putting your highlighter. So I'm going to be switching now. I'm going to set all of this liquid and cream makeup with our Sitting Pretty translucent mineral powder. So we do have mineral powders that are tinted, and we have translucent, and where I usually just use the tinted one for everyday use because it does provide a lot of coverage, and it makes your skin just look so soft. Like, I get compliments all the time when I use these products on just how soft my skin looks. Which, I mean, I love that, because especially someone like me who struggles with oil and breakouts and things like that, I would not typically consider myself somebody who has soft skin. But I do get those compliments all the time. And again, it's super duper light, but where I used the liquid foundation, I'm just gonna use the translucent. And again, like our liquid foundation, our mineral foundations, they have polypeptides in them that actually help condition and nourish your skin, just like your skincare does, which is so super awesome. And like I said, everything is formulated to not clog your pores as well, which I can definitely appreciate, being somebody, like I said, who has naturally oily skin and prone to breakouts. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take some of our bronzer. I love this bronzer. This actually has like licorice extract and lavender and chamomile extract to help soothe your skin as well as condition and moisturize it. Like, isn't that so cool? It's not just a bronzer, like it's actually good for your face. And And I love it. It's a very nice shade. I find it looks good on everyone that I've used it on, you know. It complements a lot of skin tones. And I'm actually just going to squeeze my powder brush and put it on top of, and then blend it out where I put that bronzing stick. Just because I want to warm my face up a little bit. And I know this is like, we're reaching the 20-minute mark, and I do apologize. I was hoping to have this be a little bit shorter for you guys, but sometimes that doesn't happen, and that's always okay. So when it comes to my forehead, I don't have a very big forehead, so I just dab it on, and then I really blend it out, because like I said, I'm more about almost dropped it. I'm more about having everything look as natural as possible, so I really try to buff it out. But I love the bronzer because it looks so much darker on the camera than it actually does in real person, I just have to say. But I'm not very tan, like ever, at any points in my life. And so I love it because it just helps to warm your face up. And I might actually I did put a bit too much on the forehead, so I'm just gonna go back in a little bit with my foundation brush on the side that I had some of the foundation on there, and buff it out a little bit more. And that is perfect. Perfect for me, I should say. Might not be perfect for everybody. It's bronzer and contouring. They're things I'm still learning, but they're definitely something that is just personal preference, and you just have to play around with it to figure out what you like. It's really all there is to it. I'm going to be using blush in Dusty Rose. It's such a pretty, almost like, it's a pink, almost like a mauve-ish kind of pink, and it has a tiny bit of shimmer. I will say, if you've got large pores, like I do, be a little wary of things with shimmer because they can stick into your pores, and anything with shimmer is going to act like a highlighter and draw attention to that area. And so if you've got large pores and you're putting products with glitter or shimmer on and they're getting sunken into those pores, again, it looks so much darker on the camera than it does in person. But yeah, that's just gonna highlight your pores. And I know what that's like, and I know that that's like the last place that you really wanna be highlighting for people. So super pigmented. All of our stuff with colors are super pigmented. Really, a little bit goes a long way, but the nice thing about it is that they're all very blendable. And again, I have large pores, so I try to keep my blush away from like this triangle area, because that's where my most large pores are. Like I would say that's where the most of them are. And so, like I said, I just don't want to get those shimmery products in there. So we do have brow products. I'm going to show you the brow pencil. I'm not going to use it because I'm not very good at using them. I will learn someday. But you just twist it up to bring it up. Very creamy, goes on. Oh, hold on, I already have makeup on that back of that hand. They go on very smooth and creamy and subtle, so it's easy to build it up. There's 3 shades of this, and on this end actually has a little spoolie, which is really nice. And I actually do like to use the spoolie just to brush out my eyebrows first. But like I said, I'm not going to use that product because I haven't had enough practice with it. I'm actually going to use the Shape It Up tinted brow cream, and it comes in 2 shades, medium dark and light medium. I use the medium dark, as I'm sure you can guess. And it's got almost like a little spoolie kind of brush. It's a gel, it's a tinted gel, which is nice because it also helps to hold your eyebrows in place. Now, I've heard it said by lots of people that they find a gel like this actually more intimidating than the pencil. I have to say I find the pencil more intimidating. So it's added color, definition, and it's going to keep them in place, which I love. It is a bit easy to go a little heavy-handed with this, I will say. So just start with really light strokes. I'm sorry, I know you can't see how I'm applying it, but I'll explain it in just a second. Just start with really light strokes. And then as you get more comfortable, you can use more or less pressure. So I always apply it kind of in like a little bit of an upward sweeping motion. And then when I have to smooth certain parts out, I bring it down. That's just how I apply it. I will say I definitely did go a little bit heavier on this side on accident, but hey, it's all good. They're only eyebrows. So I'm gonna just use our eyeliner pencil right now. I'm using the dark brown. This is actually from our old formulation, and I called it Cocoa. If you're looking for the equivalent for what we have now, they're like a thicker pencil. Basically the same premise though, a twist up top, and actually mine's almost gone, so I'll soon have to switch. And even the new ones have this little sharpener in the bottom. But the name of the dark brown in the new stuff is called Carob, and they're super easy to use. They glide on so nice. I know some people save their eyeliner for last. I've just always done it first. And you can tell the difference in definition of my eyes already. And I mean, I'm not very heavy-handed with my eyeliner at all. But it just goes to show again how pigmented they are. And actually I did get a little bit more heavy-handed on this side than I meant to. This is why I don't really use a whole lot of eyeliner, because I'm not like the best at it. Not gonna lie at all. But it's really, I like a little bit of a smudged eyeliner look anyways. So if I get a little heavy-handed and I have to smudge it out a little, it's really not the end of the world. So there's that. I literally just do like my top lashes and a tiny bit on the outer corners of my bottoms. For everyday use, I just use very natural browns and pinks and grays sort of colors. So I'm gonna take whatever your lightest shade is what you want to highlight with. So putting it below your brow. I actually do a little bit like all over the lid as well, just to have a nice smooth base for all the rest of your eyeshadows to go on. And on the inner corners, that's where I would put the lightest one. Your next lightest one, I actually put all over the lid. And this is the same principle. It would be the same thing no matter what colors you're using, essentially. And the great thing about eyeshadow is that you can mix and match. Like, it's so fun. You just choose colors that you like, that speak to you, and you use them. And you see what works for you and what doesn't. It's really fun. Let me just move my mirror a little closer. I have a pink shimmery shade here that I'm going to focus just kind of more on the middle of my lid. And again, I'm all about having my makeup look as natural as possible. So I have not quite yet perfected a really dramatic eye. I will someday. And then your darkest shade you do in like the outer corner of your eye to create some definition, and you just make sure you blend it really well. This is as dramatic as my eye looks get, is my outer corner shades. Also, for somebody like me, I have a slightly hooded lid. You want to be careful with shimmery shades here as well, because if you're getting the shimmery shades kind of more in the crease, then it will just bring attention to the crease when that's not really where you might want attention. I kind of messed up that a little bit, but there. So it's just Very simple, very quick, because like I said, I'm more of a natural type person. Last but not least for eyes would be your mascara. And obviously I'm using Arbonne's. It is legit the best mascara I have ever used. It is water resistant, it's super lengthening, it actually has bamboo extract in it to condition your eyelashes and actually help them grow. It strengthens them as well. Like, look at the difference between one side to the other. And I'm not even gonna dip the wand back in for my other side. Because seriously, there's so much product on this wand that you have more than enough to do both eyes. I like that the wand is very flexible as well. Okay, there. So both eyes are done. My only thing about mascara of any kind, I've had this trouble with any mascara I've used, is that my eyelashes are already really long, and since it's a lengthening mascara, I do often get those little black flakes of mascara somewhere on my eyelid, so I always have to just kind of go back in and touch it up, but that's really not a big deal. And last but not least, the lips. So I'm going to be using our lip liner in Peach. Again, they're a crank liner, super creamy, super smooth, with a sharpener on the end. All of them have that. I can't talk while I'm putting it on or I'll mess it up, but basically our lip liners have lots of really great botanicals in them, just like all of our lip products do, to actually help moisturize your lips as well. So you're getting double duty on these, just like with the face products, which is awesome. And they go on super easy, and Peach is just a really, really nice, if you can see it, a really, really nice natural pink, kind of like a nudie pink tone. So I've lined my lips, but I always go in and fill them in with my liner as well, because it will help your lip color that you might add on top of it to last longer throughout the day. And it will also, you know, if you've had your stuff on for like all day and it's starting to wear off, you can still have this little bit of color underneath. And I've actually had days where I literally just put lip liner on and that's it, because it almost makes a really nice matte lipstick kind of look. Now, for the sake of showcasing in our new formulation, it's a really nice light pink. It has a bit of shimmer to it and it's really super pretty. I went a little bit. If you've got to fix up anything with your lip products, this concealer brush can be a lifesaver if you don't have a Q-tip on hand, like I don't right now. But yeah, our lipsticks actually have watermelon and apple extract that help to moisturize, which is really nice. And very last but not least, I'm going to be going over that with our lip gloss in Cala. Super pretty. It's a very nice, again, kind of natural nudie pink tone. And sometimes I even just do lip liner with just lip gloss on top, or I always have a lip gloss in my bag throughout the day so that if I want that moisturizing feeling, I can slap it on and have that. So here's my glasses. I can finally see in full effect again. And I know this ended up being so much longer than I meant for it to be. That's just because I was talking and explaining all of the products, but I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you want any more information about any of these products, then just, comment below or send me a private message. I'll be more than happy. I have a huge toolkit of makeup that I can bring over and help you find stuff that works for you. Okay guys, have a good day. Thank you for watching. Talk to you later.